Hi traders, this is Mikael Furusjö from beststrategiesfortrading.com. Today I'm preparing the US market before the opening of the 4th of December 2013. Gonna give you the information how I work. I'm a swing trader. I use Contrarian style. I'm picking up the setups from price action levels like pivots, trend lines, moving average, Fibonacci's, gaps. I'm only looking at stocks that have more than $10 million in daily average turnover. I find my setups from scanning algorithm that I built myself in the Metastock platform. If you want to know more about price action levels and Contrarian swing trading style, please watch my video on YouTube, tutorial technical analysis 101. Regarding to money management, I have a position size between 15 and 28%. I get the target of 2.6%, the trailing target reset end of day. My stop is minus 1.3%, trailing stop reset end of day. Let's give you my quick and favorite example of how price action levels are working. You can see how the market peaked up in 2000, and that price level made up a very heavy resistance several years later. You can also make support lines from troughs or from several peaks. The only indicator that I'm using is the 200 daily moving average. I believe that's the most used moving average. That's the red line in this example. You can see the support it built on the way up and how it make a resistance on the way down. And what I'm really like about price action levels is because it's time frame independent. If I now change to monthly data, you can see the levels are still the same except for the indicators that change value all the time if you change the time frame. That means that any trader will have the same price action levels, the same levels to use regardless of what time frame they are using. That means that you're gonna take action at the same time, at the same price level, at the same direction, regardless of what time frame you're using. That's good. That's not the case if you're using only indicators. Okay, take a look at the first chart. It's a Dresser Rand group, and what I found is it's a trend line. So if I connect this trough to that trough, I will have a trend line, and that trend line, if it's drawn correctly on the penny, I will have the level of $52.85, and that's more or less coinciding with this level, this trough here as well. So that's where I put in my buy limit order. And like always, I'm checking if that particular stock has any earnings coming up, because I don't want to hold a stock overnight if it's earnings release coming out and the stock probably will gap in the morning. It could be 5 or 10% in my favor or not in my favor. It's a huge risk, and I don't want to take that kind of risk. Okay, next chart. This one is actually also a trend line. It's easy to see if you change the daily data because it's quite a small trend line. So this is where I connect this trough to that trough, and you have a trend line, and my value when drawn exactly on the penny will be 25.80, and that's also coinciding a little bit with that trough, like the previous stock I showed you. Okay, that's the level. Check for earnings. No earnings on that one. Okay, take a look at the next chart. That's lumber liquidator, LL, I got the 200 moving average at 89.82. That's the level I'm going to use. As that's the level I'm going to use to my support level, as a support level. Check for earnings. For LL, no earnings coming up. Okay, take a look at the last chart that I have from the US market. It's Murphy's Oil, and I'm using this peak. It's easy to see. I'm using monthly data. The peak is from 2011 in April, and the level will be from the highest point 67 and 44. That's where I put in my short sell limit order. Check for earnings. Murphy's Oil, no earnings coming up. Okay, that was the last and the fourth of the setups I got. Okay, take a look at the list. A buy limit order, DRC, 52 and 85 cent. HPT buy limit order at 25.80. LL lumber liquidator buy limit order at 89.82. and Murphy's Oil short sell limit order at 67 and 44 cent. Remember this. This is my personal levels, what I'm using. This is not any kind of advice that someone else must or should do this kind of setups or trades. And remember, if you do trades, that could mean risk, it could be dangerous, and do like I do. I never put more money on any particular trade that I could afford to lose. Okay, that was me for today. Thank you for your attention and happy trading.